In Mark, the 4th chapter, we're going to talk about 2 storms. I'm just going to read really quick the 4th chapter, the 35th verse. I'm reading out of the New Living Translation, and it's where Jesus calms the storm. But in the 35th verse, it says, as evening came, Jesus said to his disciples, let's cross to the other side of the lake. In the 36th verse, it says, so they took Jesus in the boat and started out, leaving the crowds behind, although other boats followed. So there were some witnesses, amen? They had Jesus in the boat. So soon, in the 37th verse, a fierce storm came. High waves were breaking into the boat, and it began to fill with water. Let me ask you, has anybody ever been in a storm tonight? Has anybody ever had a storm in your life? Amen? When I say storm, it doesn't have to be a death or some sort of tragedy, even though it can include that and does. But it can be that you just had a bad month. Amen? You just had a bad relationship, or you got some bad news in your finances, or there's just some stuff going on at work. How many have had some storms in your life? Amen? Don't raise your hand now, but how many, don't say amen, but how many are in a storm right now maybe? Maybe you came to work or to church tonight and you're going through a storm, but it says as soon as they got in the boat, right after a fierce storm came, amen, high waves were breaking into the boat. So it was crashing in to the structure and it began to fill with water. In the 38th verse, it says Jesus was sleeping at the back of the boat with his head on a cushion. The disciples woke him up shouting, teacher, don't you care that we're going to drown? When Jesus woke up, he rebuked the wind and said to the waves, silence, be still. Suddenly the wind stopped and there was a great calm. Then he asked them, why are you afraid? Do you still have no faith? The disciples were absolutely terrified. They weren't terrified by the waves and the storm anymore. They were terrified by the fact that Jesus spoke to the waves and the storms, and they obeyed. They said, who is this man that even the wind and waves obey him?